Being out and visibly queer in Trump's America, I learned about myself that I have a little bit more confidence than I thought I did, and also my sort of hopeful resilience my like boundless energy that I have been relying on my whole life. It's really there, you know, I didn't make that up. That supply was put to the test in 2018, and we are going strong. I'm the founder of Voices For. I work with queer refugees, immigrants, and asylum seekers, and I do my best to work for the queer community that is suffering internationally. I believe as a queer person, I have a responsibility to help all other queer people. That idea, that ethos, that theory of change comes from my Jewish background. In the Talmud, it says, Kol Yisrael Avrim Zeh Bazeh, which means all of Israel is responsible to help one another, meaning that like Jews have the obligation to help each other out simply because they're Jews, and that's exactly how I feel about the queer community. And so that applies to queer people that are suffering, whether they're here in America or abroad, and it also applies to people within the community that may have more marginalized voices. When I found out about what was happening in Chechnya, a sort of like metal plate went off in my head. I grew up around Holocaust survivors, and I just heard the words never again is now in my mind, and I knew that it was time to act. I approached a group of Russian-speaking immigrants, and I said, how can I best be of service? Like, how can I help? And we decided to march from Stonewall to Trump United Nations Plaza. We had like 550 people show up, and then as a result, sort of by mistake, it was supposed to be one march, but Voices For was born. There's a journalist whose name is Aliyev. He's from Uzbekistan, but was imprisoned in Russia. At Voices For, we advocated for his release, and we were part of a global movement to advocate for him. So there were people in Germany, there were people in the Netherlands, and people in France, all protesting at the same time. And one of the reasons he was released was because of international pressure. So I'm really, really proud that we got to show up for Ali, but I'm even more proud that we got to do it with the true, genuine, global queer community. Pride is empathy in motion. Pride is not just about who you are or who you love. Pride is about embracing the fullness and the wholeness of the human experience, and everyone can do that. Everyone can be enriched by that. So long as people are suffering for who they are or who they love, pride is an integral part of the human experience, and I'm not going anywhere.